If someone's considering hospice, they should do their homework. They should look at, how our organization is different from other organizations and compare and contrast, because we can do things that a lot of other hospices cannot.
Teaching people about hospice and the impact it's going to have on their lives, to let them know that having a team of people coming to see them would be the great support system that they would need.
We just want to make sure that if they're in our care, while nature is taking its course and the disease process is progressing, that we make sure the person's comfortable and supported, as well as their family.
You have a team doing everything they can to make sure you're comfortable and to make sure your family feels supported.
Just to be able to support family and friends of those who are on hospice, and to be able to be there for them.
We're looking at the whole person and the whole family. So it's, the physical piece is really important, the health, and making sure our patients are comfortable and well cared for medically, but that we take the whole person. So emotional and spiritual support is just as important as the medical piece.
Hospice isn't something to be afraid of. I think we're here to help everybody, and for patients and families, I think it's just really an extra gift that gives people added time and assurance and confidence in being able to stay at home.
We could see sometimes in their shoes, a family member could be in the same way. So we try to treat people like it was our family.
Welcome to the Care Dimensions 2021 Walk for Hospice, presented by Brown Brothers Harriman. We're here at the campus of St. John's Prep in Danvers. They're a long-time partner for this event, and we so appreciate their support again this year, while looking forward to future in-person gatherings. I'm WCVB meteorologist AJ Burnett. The walk is virtual again this year due to pandemic precautions. As a healthcare organization working in end-of-life care, the Care Dimensions leadership team decided to keep community safety at the forefront and not have a physical gathering. That said, you can still take part in this event by leaving a comment on the Facebook or YouTube video you're currently watching. Many of those comments will actually be incorporated into the program. Over the next half hour or so, you'll hear inspiring stories from walkers and learn about some unique and vital programs that benefit from community donations. To begin our program, I want to send it over for some opening remarks to Care Dimensions CEO Pat Ahern, followed by St. John's Prep Headmaster Dr. Ed Hardiman.
Well, good morning, and thank you, AJ. How cool is he? I'm so glad to see all of you. I wish I was seeing you in person, but here we are at the second virtual Walk for Hospice, and I have to say that I hope that this is the last one that we have to use the word virtual, because I miss you all and I miss your hugs. You're here with us because you are eager to remember someone that you loved and lost. We all have those people in our lives, and we all snatch any chance that we get to remember and reminisce and smile, tell some stories, and remember the times that were so important in our lives. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. Throughout the morning, you'll be seeing little snippets of video from others who are telling some of their stories. I know you're going to love them, and I am so grateful for your support. I also want to make sure that you know that we have a virtual team and a feet on the ground team that have worked so hard to make today go as well as possible. So enjoy yourself. Thank you to all, and we'll see you soon in person.
For over 20 years, St. John's has been privileged to host the Care Dimensions Walk for Hospice. It is an honor to partner with such a tremendous organization as Care Dimensions. The St. John's Prep community is honored by a series of 5 spiritual values. This year, we focus on the spiritual value of simplicity, a value that calls us to recognize that we need each other, that we are interconnected, and to live an authentic life. The work that Care Dimensions does is very much aligned with this value, and we are glad to have the opportunity to promote and support this wonderful organization. Care Dimensions has been there for our families and members of our community when we've needed it most, and we look forward to continuing to sponsor the great work that they do and supporting the amazing way that they support our community. Thank you for all that you do, Care Dimensions, and for everyone who's participating, have a great walk.
Hello, we are the varsity golf team at St. John's Prep, and we're typically out there on walk days, but can't support because it's virtual right now. We want to just send our support and thank for all that you have done. So everyone, thank you very much!
Hi, we're the St. John's Prep cross country team, and we support the Walk for Hospice, because we all know someone who's been affected by cancer.
Go Prep! Hi, my name is Owen Gant. I'm the captain of the St. John's Prep mountain biking team, and on behalf of the high school and middle school team, we'd like to welcome the Walk to Hospice back to campus. Have a great walk, everybody.
This is the St. John's Prep crew team, and we support the Walk for Hospice and all that you do.
Walk on three! 1, 2, 3, walk! 2021 freshman soccer team.
We support the Walk for Hospice!
If you are someone with a strong connection to music, if you've used it throughout your life to adjust your mood, if you've got just piles of memories attached to songs, what music can do is, in those tough points, at those rough places, meet you first where you are and address that, and then help you shift to where you want to go if you want to go there. This isn't a choice or a forced thing by us. It's always a mutual thing.
So we work with people with dementia who, especially if they have a relationship with music, music can really engage them, pull them out of their withdrawnness. Sometimes that's seen with people with dementia. And because music encodes in such like a multifaceted way in the brain, it engages the physical senses if you dance or sing, or if you play an instrument, emotional senses if you feel it through your heart, and also if you have a religious affiliation with music, it also connects through spiritually. So music is like a really hard thing to forget, and people usually still engage with music even though they're end stage of dementia.
And without donations, it doesn't happen because there's no reimbursement. Nobody is paying for this except for the wonderful people who put money towards the walk and do donations year round and see this as something worthwhile to support, to make sure that we can get out and see the people that we need to see.
Events like this, your participation in events like this really helps continue the complementary therapies program and keeps music therapy program going forward.
Welcome back. You just heard from some of the music therapists at Care Dimensions, just one of the programs that benefits from your donations. We'll be hearing more about where your funds go throughout today's virtual celebration. Did you know that many of the services provided are not reimbursed by insurance? Oh, and by the way, you also saw some clips there from St. John's Prep. Hey, stick around because later in the program, we've got a special performance from one of their students that you're going to love. Another program the Walk supports is the Care Dimensions Family Fund. Now, this account is set aside for patients and families who might need financial assistance for non-medical needs. The folks at Care Dimensions know the importance of mental and spiritual health, and those frontline workers will often seek to identify needs that don't always show up on a chart. Here is social worker Jenny Robertson and RN case manager Katie Swenbeck talking about how the Family Fund works.
It's really an opportunity for us to be able to give more to patients and families who need it. And I know it's something that I utilize as often as I can because it really does make a lot of a difference to patients and families.
We're a non-for-profit company, so we do depend a lot on family resources and family donations to help other families that don't have the means to be able to have the things that they need to provide optimal support.
As we know, with the pandemic, a lot of people were out of work, and they are the primary caregivers, and they don't have the income and the need, to get the things that they need. So oftentimes I will request for things such as grocery shopping or help with utilities or rent. So that's one less thing that they have to worry about, on top of, being able to really kind of focus on caring for their loved one at this end of life, because it can be very difficult.
Well, one of the most important parts of my job is to think about the patient's worst case scenario and to be prepared for it for when that happens. Hopefully it's never as bad as in my head, but sometimes it is and sometimes it's worse. And that's where social work really comes in and shines, because we have to work together to keep the patient safe or to give the patient the things that they need to be comfortable.
So it's very important to work as a team. And we do work as a team in order to figure out what the needs are. And oftentimes, like, requests for air conditioners and, clothing because of, they've lost weight is really helpful, because that's something that comes from the nurses. And oftentimes, social workers may not be in as often as nurses are, or aides. So we do rely on the team to really let us know what the needs are. And it can be really helpful, so.
So I've had patients that have lost a lot of weight really fast from cancer or Alzheimer's, that they forget to eat and they lose a ton of weight, or their body just can't process it anymore. And then the social work will get us some money for a Walmart gift card or whatever they need to get more clothes. We had a patient move recently. She had been homeless and living in a friend's house, and we were able to get her into elderly housing. And when we moved her there, the social work was able to get a gift card so that the patient could get some furniture for her new apartment.
One example, I know I had a patient in Lynn who lived on the 15th floor. She had cancer and a lot of respiratory distress. She lived alone, didn't have a lot of family members. The team was really her support system. Her air conditioner broke. It was, a couple years ago. It was a very, very hot summer. I was able to utilize the family fund to go and purchase her an air conditioner and work with the building and the team to get everything together for her. And she had remarkable improvement in her breathing and was able to stay in her home for a little bit longer because we were able to get her what she needed. Any of the money that is donated, it 100% gets donated for a really great cause.
The patient was just so happy, and we were able to help facilitate and bring that joy into her life, and we couldn't have done that without the family fund.
This is a great time to remind you that while today is the Walk virtual celebration, donations are still being accepted. Head to caredimensions.org/walk and look for the donate button. There should also be a link in this video description on how to donate. Walk donations are accepted until the end of the year, so there is still plenty of time to walk where and when you want. Every Walk supporter has a different path, a special connection to Care Dimensions and hospice care. Let's hear some of those stories and check in on some of our walkers.
We're walking for my mom, who was an amazing woman. She had lots of people that loved her. She was very active, very adventurous. Super active, yeah. And she was just a great lady. And Care Dimensions took care of her in her last days. The last 9 days of my mother's life, between Care Dimensions and my amazing angels, that my mother had more love around her and more help.
We are walking in honor of my husband, David Golia, and my friend, Pam Shivey. I've been doing it for so many years, and it's such a great cause. It's a wonderful feeling to do it every single year.
Hunt Nursing and Rehab supports Care Dimensions.
This is my third walk that I'm participating in with Care Dimensions. I walk because I believe in this company. It's probably the best company I've worked for since I retired from the Navy. And the services that they offer, I try to raise the money to keep those services going for these people that we care for each day.
Hi, I'm Amy Ryan, and I'm walking in honor and memory of my beloved mom, Estelle. We are so forever grateful to the hospice care that she received. It really made the most of every day, and we will never forget. Thank you so much.
The work they do is phenomenal, and the patients all appreciate it, and it gives them comfort in their last days, and the wonderful people that work there and do the walk, and I can't say enough about any of them. They're all awesome.
And those of us in complementary therapies, working in harmony with our traditional medical and social services teams, provide these non-invasive, holistic practices that help ease tension and relieve anxiety and provide and improve comfort and quality of life for our patients. There's a real human connection that takes place, and as a massage therapist, that connection is through comfort touch and gentle massage.
And you so massage them, and you so touch them, and you have strong eye contact with them. And the thing is that they have to invite you in. And that's a big part of, as a massage therapist, to truly understand that when you're coming into someone's home, or you're going into a facility, or you're working, with a little teeny tiny baby, for instance, they have to invite you in. You have to read their body cues so that you can get in that close and you can touch them. And they can kind of exhale and enjoy what's happening and not be like, uh-oh, what is this person doing?
I don't look at it like a job. To me, it's a gift. It's a gift that I receive from the patients who let me come into their lives and be a part of this lives at this very special time. And it's a gift that I give as well. And I'm really grateful to be part of all of that.
And many people have said to me, gee, Nancy, I knew I should have come on sooner. I can't get over all of these services that are provided. I would have been so much more comfortable months ago if I knew that this was there, and it's just not that daunting decision, because that's what comes, that's what I hear, is that they'll say to me, hospice, we know what that means. We know that the end is near. And I just kind of smile, and I'll bring a little bit of a giggle or a little light piece of story. And I can tell you, I can change the channel and dial up the mood, and these people, the families, whether it's the patient or their loved ones, kind of can exhale going, we made the right decision. I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we're with Care Dimensions.
And I can't thank our donors enough. It's their contributions and generosity. Without them, maybe these services wouldn't be provided for our patients.
I want to thank you for your kindness and generosity, because it's people such as yourselves that enable me to provide such a special service, the gift of massage.
Volunteers are at the heart of Care Dimensions, and the team of volunteer coordinators is also something that is funded primarily through donations. That money allows for proper training and recruitment of hundreds of volunteers who supplement the roles of the Care Dimensions medical team and complementary therapists. This morning, we wanted to take a moment to introduce you to a couple of those volunteers.
So my name is Robert Dowdy. I'm a retired registered nurse. I adopted Penny 3 years ago. She came from Puerto Rico. We went through training together. She became American Kennel Club certified as a good citizen, which allows us to visit nursing homes and Kaplan House, as well as private homes. When we visit a patient, say at Kaplan, we knock on the door. They say, come on in, and then they see Penny. And then all of a sudden you see a big smile and the atmosphere in the room changes immediately. And they want to pet her, and if the patient's able, we put her up on the bed with the patient. And just we stay there for about 10 to 15 minutes or as long as they want. And the whole atmosphere changes. So it goes from being somber, for a lack of a better word, to one of joy.
My name's Jerry Dunn. I've been a volunteer for 10 years, and I visit primarily veterans, but I'll visit any patient they want to assign to me. And the goal is, this is what my experience has taught me, you want to find the key to that patient. And if you can find the key, you cause what I call a misdirection. The patient wants to talk to you about whatever the key is. A good example is I was assigned a new patient. I was driving, so I didn't get down what branch of service he was in. When I went to visit him the following Thursday, I asked him what branch of the service he was in. He said he was not in the service. And I said, what did you do for a living? And he told me he was a fishing boat captain out of Gloucester for 35 years. And I broke out in a big laugh, smiled at him and said, my family's been in the fishing industry off the New England coast since 1840. And the two of us got the passing back and forth different sea stories off the New England coast. The last day I saw him, he stopped me from leaving and he just said, I want to thank you for bringing back all the memories. And that was the goal key, the key to his. And it made a difference in his life because his daughter told me that when I'm coming, he gets up early, he eats breakfast early, he gets cleaned up and he's ready to go when I come. And that's what a volunteer can do.
All I can say is if there's people out there who want or need to volunteer, this is something they should consider. I think people think it's a sad time, and it is not. It's not a sad time at all. It's very rewarding. The patients and their families are just so grateful. I mean, I do other things as well. I do, if someone needs grocery shopping, I'll do that. I do vigils, so if there's someone who's going to pass within hours and there's not a family member around, we'll go and sit with the patient for a couple of hours. And you know, the staff when we get there is so grateful because they want to be with the patient. They can't because they have other patients. And so they're just so grateful. And I think the families are too, because they know if they might be out of state, they can't get there. So that's another thing I do as well.
Many of our families come to us and they've been so pleased with the care and the expertise shown to them during the time that their loved one was sick, right up till their end of life. And you know, we just want that care to continue on. We offer group support. And you know, some people, they really want to be with others who have gone through this. And these groups are categorized by the loss, such as loss of spouse, loss of parent, loss of child, We offer loss by substance abuse, loss by suicide, and we can offer all these different groups because they're offered to the community. So this is not only people that have gone through Care Dimensions hospice. Some people talk about grief, they want to cry, they want to show their feelings. That helps them grieve. Other people, that's just not the way that they do it. They want to be out doing things, maybe participating in walks for hospice. For Alzheimer's, there are different ways that they feel like they can take some action that help them feel better than talking about it. This Walk for Hospice we do is so important to be able to offer this wide range of bereavement services to our families. We can do more because people are getting out there and walking and getting other people involved that support them, and in that way getting the word out even what Care Dimensions does.
While we thank the many walkers and supporters for being a part of this annual tradition, we also want to thank our corporate partners. Without them, a lot of this just wouldn't be possible. A very big shout out to the Walk's presenting sponsor, Brown Brothers Harriman. In addition, special thanks to Aberdeen Home Care, Align Credit Union, Boston North Cancer Association, Cataldo Ambulance, Copyright Clearance Center, Eastern Bank, Enos Home Medical and Oxygen, Girondalis Foundation, Great Marsh Brewing Company, Long-Term Pharmacy Solutions, Marsh McLennan, People's United Bank, Presidio, St. John's Prep, State Serve, WCVB Channel 5, and Zampel. While those are some of the top sponsors of this event, there are dozens of additional business partners who support Care Dimensions. We thank all of them for their contributions. As you've seen today, that money goes to so many great programs. I also want to send along thank yous to the organizers of this event, including the Walk Leadership Committee. This collection of staff and volunteers helps oversee the overall success of the event. Again, you can still donate. Look for a link in this video description or head to caredimensions.org/walk. You can donate to a specific team or just make a direct donation. All gifts help ensure expert and compassionate care that goes above and beyond for all patients and families in need. You can make a difference. Thank you all so much for joining us. We certainly hope to be back in person next fall. To close our program, we're going to view some of the donor tributes that came in, as well as some messages from our sponsors. But to start, we're going to listen in to St. John's student Gabriel Klein on violin, along with his cousin Sasha on cello. We hope you enjoy this performance.
We'd like to thank the hospice workers and Care Dimensions, and we'd like to dedicate this performance to the walkers, you, and my grandfather.